Today on The Spot. This episode, we take a look at this week's new releases, check out what's new on the Wii Shop Channel, and get a daily demo for BlazBlue Continuum Shift with Andrew Park. And we give away a magical Wii charging station that Nikolai Tesla would be proud to own. Today on The Spot.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Today on The Spot. It's Tuesday, July 13th. I'm your host, Chris Waters, joined by Sophia Tong. Sophia, yes. July 13th. We're like halfway through July. Summer's in full swing. What's summertime mean to you, activity-wise?
Activity-wise? Well, I was still wearing a sweater last week because it was actually quite cold in San Francisco,
yes,
despite what people might think.
Summertime in San Francisco usually involves a lot of fog. Fortunately, you and I both have the good fortune to live on the other side of the bay where the sun actually shines.
Exactly. So I don't know, tennis. I used to like whitewater rafting a lot.
Whitewater rafting?
Yes, until I had some near drowning experience. And so I stopped doing that for a while.
Okay, good reason. That sounds scary.
And then soccer. I think the World Cup has everyone excited about soccer.
Agreed. Even though the World Cup final was a little... soccer is still really fun, and that is a good summertime sport. Yeah.
What do you do?
What do I do? Soccer as well. Also, I like to swim. We had a pool in my hometown that, would be the hot spot to go to.
Oh, fun.
So swimming when I get a chance, and when weather permits. Hopefully, the summertime is treating you folks well at home. We got a full slate of stuff today. Checking out what's coming out this week on various platforms, as well as a sweet BlazBlue demo coming up and trivia. But of course, we're starting off with the latest headlines. Let's take it away, news team.
Hey everybody, it's a GameSpot news update for Tuesday, July 13th. I'm Taylor Thorson. On Monday, Ubisoft reported its earnings for the quarter ending June 30th, 2010. The French publisher reported sales of $202 million during the quarter, a 93% increase over the same period in 2009. That was thanks, in no small part, to Splinter Cell Conviction. The PC and Xbox 360 game has now sold, not shipped, 1.9 million copies, according to the company. The latest adventure of stealthy super spy Sam Fisher was well reviewed on Microsoft's console, but only fared so-so on Windows systems. Ubisoft's report also brought disappointing news for gamers waiting for Driver San Francisco, which isn't the video you are seeing now. The reboot of the car-based action franchise has now been delayed until the fourth quarter of Ubisoft's, which ends on March 31st, 2010. The game will be available for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PC, and Mac, and will be the first Driver game since 2006 Parallel Lines, which is what you are seeing now. It is in development at Ubisoft's Reflection Studios, which created the series in 1999. The British studio was acquired by the French publisher, along with the Driver franchise from Atari in 2006. Well, that's it, your GameSpot news update for Tuesday, July 13th. For more headlines, head on over to news.gamespot.com.
Now that you're all caught up with the news, let's find out what's coming out this week on new releases.
In new releases this week, from EA's Tiburon office in Florida comes NCAA Football 11 for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 2. The latest installment in the long-running series hits Tuesday, July 13th, and packs in a number of new features including updated online dynasty play, on-field referees, and gang tackles. Also this week, the Nintendo DS plays host to the 9th installment in the Dragon Quest series. Level 5's Dragon Quest IX Sentinels of the Starry Skies hits the popular portable. This role-playing game, the first in the series to be specifically made for the DS, puts players in control of a fallen angel, recently turned ordinary human. On the digital distribution front, Hothead Games' comically violent Death Spank hits PSN and XBLA this Tuesday and Wednesday respectively. The game, developed under Monkey Island series creator Ron Gilbert, is part of the EA Partners program. Also being released this week is Activision's Little League World Series Double Play for the Wii and DS, and Little League World Series Baseball 2010 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. The title arrives about a month before the actual Little League World Series takes place in Pennsylvania. To see more game releases this week, visit GameSpot's new release page. Release dates are based on retailer listings and are subject to change.
So folks, before we launch into our next segment, I want to clue you in as to the appropriately themed trivia we have right here. Sophia, have you checked this thing out here?
Yeah, some kind of ultimate induction charge and storage dock.
Induction charger, which basically means it's magical. It sends the electricity into your Wii remote, into the chargeable battery packs without you having to plug it in, take off your Wii remote silicone grippy doodad.
Plastic thingy.
Yeah, you don't have to do any of that stuff, and you can charge your DS there. pretty handy thing that may or may not use magic. We're going to be giving that away coming up in the trivia section of the show, but first it's off to the Wii, appropriately, to see what's new on the Wii Shop Channel.
Bash and pop your way through summer with new downloadable games in This Week on Wii Shop Channel. In WiiWare, kick off with some brutal fighting action in Torabash. Manipulate your fighter's joints for maximum impact. Develop precision moves and boost your joints for added speed and strength. Fight online and challenge players around the world with your own custom fighting style. Next, get that summer revelry going with Balloon Pop Festival. Join the festival by linking balloons as they travel down the screen. Create satisfying combos while celebrating through the seasons. Unlock new modes and places to join your friends in competition. This week in Nintendo DSiWare, relax with Primrose. Take your time, set your own pace. Establish your own goals, and adapt your playstyle however you like it. There are no time limits, no levels, no arbitrary objectives, and no constraints. Just place pairs of tiles on the game grid and attempt to corral groups of colors. Play long matches or go out in a huge single move combo for millions of points. When you're done relaxing, take it up a notch with Pop Island Paperfield. Join your team and race, surf, or fly on 3 new islands. With the new Magic Shooters team, take control of 8 land, sea, and air vehicles, including tanks, hovercraft, and planes, or animals including surfing penguins, eagles, and black cats. In solo mode, rack up points and unlock new playable vehicles and maps. Compete with up to 7 friends in an array of challenges. When you're done racing, add a little music to your summer with Music On Retro Keyboard. Turn your Nintendo DSi into a full electronic keyboard with a carefully chosen selection of sounds and rhythms from the mythic computers and consoles of the 1980s. Features include an 80s-inspired interface and a selection of keyboard, consoles, and computer sounds from the 80s, plus rhythms inspired by the first generation of video games. For hardcore solitaire fans, 24/7 Solitaire features 24 variations of the most widely known and best-loved single-player card games, including Klondike, Free Cell, Spider, Pyramid, Yukon, and 7 versions of Peg Solitaire. Finally, practice up for that summer trip with 4 travelers play French. Challenge your family and friends in a new digital board game while learning your first words in a new language together. Compete in a foreign hotel where the goal is to acquire objects, money, and friends. That's all the time we have, folks. Check in next week for more This Week on Wii Shop Channel.
With that, folks, we're on to our daily demo. Today we've got Andrew Park on the analog sticks showing us some moves in BlazBlue Continuum Shift.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Daily Demo. I'm of course Kevin Van Ort. I'm sitting here with Andrew Park, resident fighting game expert, and you're going to show off BlazBlue Continuum Shift, which is coming out later this month.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. So Continuum Shift is, I guess, the sequel to Calamity Trigger, which came out last year. It's got more characters, some more gameplay tweaks, and just a bunch of other stuff. So we're here at the main menu here. Maybe I'll just jump into arcade and start messing around.
Now let's go ahead and see what's in here. We just received this a short while ago, so we wanted to share it with everybody.
So, you know, of course, BlazBlue was a game that came out last year. It was from Axis, kind of the same folks who were responsible for Guilty Gear, and it was, you know, just as crazy and over the top as the Guilty Gear series was too, but, you know, with totally new characters, totally new graphics and effects and animations. Really, really beautiful looking 2D game.
Now you are playing Ragna here, I believe.
I am playing Ragna, who is probably the character I understand the best, although I'm still suck pretty bad with pretty much everybody. But let's see how badly I can not humiliate myself in arcade mode here. So more kind of specific character intros here. These are both characters, of course, that were in the original game, but the sequel is going to have some new characters as well to mess with. And
now, what is it that sets this game in terms of attacks apart from the competition? What kind of specific moves can you do that you may not see anywhere else?
Just there's a lot of different stuff. The thing, if you remember in the original game, I didn't mean to do that. Every single character in this game has something called a drive attack, which is performed by pressing the drive button. In this case, the A on the Xbox controller. It's a totally separate ability for each individual character. For Ragnar, I think he steals health. with his, and he has like a special mode that he can get into where he steals health with every single hit. There's that, and just there's a lot of complexity involved with the game. There are a bunch of different meters. There's like a guard meter, a heat meter used to do your super moves. So if you like your fighting games complicated with a lot of different terms, then this is probably going to be good for you.
Now we're seeing a pretty straightforward fight in terms of fighting games. There are some much odder characters in this game.
Yes, there are. There most certainly are. And why don't I jump out and humiliate myself with one of those?
Probably my favorite is Arakune, so I'll throw out a request.
Yeah, that's definitely a weird. So if you guys remember, Arakune was basically I think the story fiction was it was like a colony of bacteria that really wanted into the tournament, so it put on a mask and got in and started fighting.
What intrigues me most about him is that he reminds me sort of like a demon you would see in a Miyazaki film or something like that.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there's definitely like a Japanese anime cartoon type influence to the art style. Again, it's just a really from the perspective of 2D graphics, it's a really colorful, really bright, really beautiful looking game. Lots of really good animation. So if you're into that whole 2D Japanese anime thing, you're probably in for a treat with this game. Okay, yeah. So that is Kevin's favorite character, Arakune, there on the left.
That is true. I'm terrible. I'm not a fighting game player by any stretch, but I do enjoy playing BlazBlue from time to time. And this is my favorite character to play as, and the one I'm probably worst at.
He's definitely. I mean, the thing is, the one thing you can say I think about the previous BlazBlue game, and seems to hold true for this one too, is that all the characters are totally unique. You're not going to have, if you come from a background of say Street Fighter 2, you may be used to having a sort of a game where one or two characters are very similar to each other. Maybe certain characters are just head swaps. In this game, all the characters are totally unique. They play totally differently. It's not like there's going to be two different versions of the same thing. So this is definitely going to be the kind of game where you maybe pick one character and stick with that one. And I'm just completely getting humiliated here.
Certainly not a straightforward character in terms of the way he moves about the screen.
Definitely unorthodox.
Another favorite, of course, is Teokaka, the cat lady, Carl, who wears a top hat and controls a
robot, basically.
Yeah. So definitely a lot of variety.
Yeah, lots of variety, lots of really unconventional fighting game characters, I would say. Okay,
and there you go.
Yep. That's it. For the folks watching at home, I apologize. Arakune is definitely not my main character, so I probably just did dishonor to every single Arakune player on the planet. I apologize for that.
Well, that's my bad, because I just wanted to see him in action. But Andrew, I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, absolutely.
And showing us BlazBlue Continuum Shift coming for the Xbox 360 and PS3. When do we expect to see that on shelf?
I believe that's the end of this month.
Absolutely. And thank you for joining us. And we are going to head back to this very chair where Chris Waters is sitting with Sophia Tong, and we're going to see the rest of the show. Thanks for tuning in.
So folks, it is trivia time. Now, we've got our little induction charger things here. Sophia, could you hold those up, please, in a glamorous fashion? Delightful.
Check it out.
So these charge by induction, and I don't know if you've noticed, but like Nikola Tesla has been undergoing sort of a surge in popularity lately.
Kind of. He's making appearances everywhere.
Yeah, documentaries come up and whatnot. So our trivia contest question is Nikola Tesla themed. Using a principle similar to induction, this guy, Tesla, planned to give the whole world free electricity that flowed through the ground. Now, he developed these and other kooky concepts at his famous New York laboratory. Give us the name of that laboratory and you could win this charger for your very own self. Send us the answer using the module on the side of the page or shoot us an email to onthespot@gamespot.com with the name of Nikola Tesla's famous New York laboratory. Good luck. And that's going to do it for our show today, folks. Be sure to tune in on Thursday for another episode of Today on the Spot. But keep in mind, we're not going to be around on Saturday. And Sophia Tong, why is that?
Well, we are actually packing up for Comic-Con next week, so our stuff's going to be all packed up. We're going to have a show live from San Diego, so stay tuned for that.
That's right. All our coverage plans are going to be detailed on Thursday, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss that. We got a lot of good stuff in store for you folks. And with that, I'm Chris Waters.
I'm Sophia Tong.
On behalf of all the GameSpot staff, have a great week. But now let's see what's up on the new Wii Shop Channel.
So close. You're a pro. So it's daily demo time, and Ryan McDonald's gonna come by and show us BlazBlue Continental Shelf. So let's check it out. Wait.